Okay, so today I'll be telling you the story of Arwan, the giant prince. I made research, I wrote an article about it. This is it. You can check it out on my okay. You can check it out on my Substack. The full article is there. Yeah, so let's go. During the reign of Oba Ozulua, between the 1483 to 1504 AD, he had two wives, Queen Idia and Queen Naomi. They were pregnant at the same time and gave birth on the same day. Queen Naomi gave birth to a son named Idubo, popularly known as Aruma, and Queen Idia gave birth to a son called Osawe, popularly, popularly known as Oba Esige. On the morning, on the day they were born, Aaron was born in the morning and Osawe later in the afternoon. Aaron did not cry immediately after his birth, and during this era, it was considered a taboo to announce the birth of a child that did not cry upon birth. However, his brother Osawe cried immediately after he was born, and because of this, he was proclaimed the first child of King Ozulua. Osawe's birth was reported to Oba Ozulua, who instantly performed necessary rites and declared him his first son and crown prince, automatically making Arwan the second son. Growing up, Arwan felt cheated of his birthright and was constantly sad and angry. He asked his mother multiple times if his father was truly his, because no father would ever do what he did to him to his real son. Arwan grew up to be a giant and an exceptionally great warrior with immense strength and power. Osawe, on the other hand, lacked combat skills. Hey, I'm so sorry for the. Okay, sorry. He lacked combat skills. This was as a result of having to attend the school of Portuguese missionaries rather than joining his father on the battlefield. He was named the Ediake, Oba in waiting, that is the crown prince, while Arwan was named the Duke of Udo, the hometown of King Ozula's mother, which happened to be the second largest town after Benin. King Ozulua laid all this down before he died in 1504 to prevent conflicts between his sons. As the Duke of Udo, after the death of his father, Arwan refused to act as a subordinate under his brother, who was now king. At first, he tried to make Udo the capital of Benin with himself as king. With all these attempts, it did not take long before the two brothers went to war. Aram, who was exceedingly big and strong, could have easily defeated his brother, but Oba Isige had a strong spiritual backing, which was his mother, Queen Idia. She used her spiritual methods to protect him and mask him from any assassination attempts made on him. Because of this, Arhuanran took it upon himself to also get equipped spiritually if he wanted to defeat Queen Idia. His physical strength should not be would not be enough. He needed a woman to teach him black magic because his contender was also a woman, and he needed to learn how female mystical powers worked to ascertain victory. So he went to a village called Uro, where he met with an old sorceress who taught him black magic. The two brothers went to war 3 times. It wasn't until the third war that Udo was defeated, and this was because the third war coincided with planting season in Udo, and most of the Udo citizens were mainly farmers, and they were busy on their farm when it happened. On the other hand, Arua had two sons, Pamabira and Onioni, sorry, who ruled alongside their father. But Pamabira died before the war started, leaving Arua with only one son, Onini. Before the third battle started, Arwan vehemently instructed his son to stay back at home and wait for his return. He also instructed his household to listen for the sound of the magical bell which he had placed in the house. He told them that if they hear the bell chime, that means they had lost the war. Otherwise, they have won the war. They had won the war. And then he left for the war. This is where things. He fought at the war front like a strong warrior he was, during which he spotted a young man who was fighting with the same technique as him. He was appalled, he was baffled. Who is this young man? He said in his head. He was shocked and baffled at the sight before him. It made him so angry that there was someone else who could fight like him. So he used a powerful incantation, commanding a sword to immediately kill that copycat fighter. It was only after the warrior dropped dead that he realized that the young man he had just killed was his only son, Onini. Arhuanran did not know that Onini had sneaked along to join the war after he warned him not to. He wailed in pain at what had just happened and fought mercilessly in the battlefield until there was no winner. When victory was not forthcoming, Arhuanran decided to run home before the bell chimed, but his feet were not fast enough. The bell at home had already chimed, and the people of Udo believed that their duke had already been conquered by Obayesige. His wife took the news really hard and jumped into the river close to the lake Odigi, where she died. When Arhuanran got home and discovered that his wife had died, he was devastated. Not only had he lost his two sons, he also lost his wife. His whole family was gone. A depressed Arhuanran also jumped into the lake Odigi, just beside the river where his wife died. Before jumping into the lake, Arhuanran left his Ive coral beads necklace dangling from a tree branch where it could be easily found. According to the Benin tradition, any ruler who conquered another ruler got to inherit the coral beads of the conquered ruler. When Obayesige got to Udo and saw these coral beads, out of excitement, he wore his late brother's necklace. Immediately, the beads touched his neck. He went amok. Sorry. He became mentally disoriented. Removing the necklace from his neck made no difference. The king was then taken back to Benin in that mentally disoriented state. When he got to Benin, his mother, Queen Idia, did everything she could to cure her son, but even her mystical powers could not cure him. I made a mistake. So she sought out other sources outside Benin. She met with a Yoruba Babalawo at Ubo Ilaje in the riverine area and brought him to Benin to work on her son's ailments. After his methods completely cured her son, Queen Idia rewarded the Babalawo generously and encouraged him to settle in Benin permanently to continue to render his services to her. He set up at Ogbelaka quarters where its descendants have thrived to this day. Many believe that Arhuanran did not die inside that lake, Odigi. They claim he still comes out at night to parade the town of Udo, providing protection for his people. Even as of 2017, it was forbidden to touch or drink the water from that lake. It was also forbidden to kill or eat any animal from or around that lake. The waters were declared sacred. Brought to you by your number one storyteller, Adeosun Oluwakemi, otherwise known as Raquel, or also known as Amuda Oluwakemi, and also known as Adeosun Oluwakemi Rachel, also known as Rachel, also known as Kemi. Love you.